no introduction, and they have a long history of a sibling rivalry.
Muscle cars typically go really fast in a straight line and make a lot of noise, but they typically don't know anything about corners. These are different.
These three right here with their performance packages can definitely handle those corners a lot better.
So today I will be talking about this 2020 Ford Mustang GT Premium.
I have a 2021 Chevrolet Camaro SS.
I have a 2020 Dodge Challenger RT Scat Pack wide body.
Let's go.
Let's go. Race.
Today we are starting with the Mustang because numbers-wise, it sits right in between the Challenger and the Camaro. It has that Coyote engine that we all know, the 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 engine. It has 460 horsepower and 420 pound-feet of torque. Even its weight sits right in the middle of those two behind me. It weighs about 3,705 pounds. So it's 0 to 60s around the low 4s, and it has a base MSRP of $39,800. Let's take a look under the hood. What sets this car apart under the hood from the other two is something that comes included with the GT Performance Pack. You do get a silver painted strut tower brace that has the GT logo dead center. There's also another element added underneath the car. You get a K-brace for added rigidity and stiffness. That's also included with the GT Performance Pack. Along with the GT Performance Package, this also has the Magna Ride damping system upgrade as well. But we're gonna get more into that when we're actually driving the car. So along with that suspension, it does have stiffer front springs right up front, and you also get 6-piston Brembo brakes. Not to mention these gorgeous 19-inch ebony black wheels with your chrome pony right in the middle. So if you haven't noticed, with the GT Performance Package, you do get a lot of handling upgrades, suspension upgrades. Around the back, there's one more thing that you can have. With the GT Performance Package 1 and 2, you get this upgraded rear spoiler. So now that we are behind the wheel of this Mustang, it is time to kick off our test drive with a very fun on-ramp onto the freeway. It's really hugging this fish hook. Yeah, right up to freeway speeds and maybe a little bit more than that. So like I mentioned, this Mustang has the Magna Ride damping system upgrade. And what that will do is, say you're driving on a windy road that might not be paved super well, such as we did to go film these cars. It's gonna make that road feel a lot smoother. Another thing that it's going to do, say you wanted to be a little bit more aggressive up and down that windy road, it gives you a little bit of security to do that safely. Never at any point did I feel this car was going to slip out from underneath me. It didn't feel squirrely. It felt very controlled and safe. And that's kind of the key here. You want to be able to drive a fast car, have a lot of fun with it, but do it safely, right? This is an investment. And you love your Mustang. Something else that I love what this car does, you can deselect this feature, but it will rev match for you. So say I wanted to downshift. Did you hear that? It does it so well. Not everybody knows how to rev match correctly. I'm just gonna say it, don't be offended. But it's really nice that it does it so well for you. There are two things that we need to talk about that are included with the GT Performance Package, and that is this oil pressure gauge and this vacuum pressure gauge. And you might be wondering, why are those there? What do they do? This is a frequently asked question. What the vacuum pressure is gauging is the air pressure in your engine. The sensor is located on your intake manifold. And while these are not going to give you super valuable numbers about the performance of the vehicle while you're driving, they are great diagnostic tools. So if there are any problems, depending on where both gauges are reading, can help a technician determine exactly where that problem might be. Another great thing about the vacuum pressure gauge is, say you wanted to supercharge or put a turbo in your Mustang to make this V8 even faster, it's very popular to do that. You have a great placeholder for a boost gauge, and it would just fit so seamlessly right in your dash, so you don't have to add any aftermarket A-pillar gauge mount. It's really nice. In this Mustang, there's this really cool feature called Track Apps, and it's in your 12-inch digital gauge cluster that's included with the GT Premium. So you can have features like your acceleration timer, so that means that you can track your 0 to 60 and even your quarter-mile times if you would like. You even have brake performance, so you can see how quickly you make it from 60 to 0. Also, really important to know how to stop if you're going to be driving aggressively at all. You have a lap timer as well. There's a couple driving modes to pick from as well down here in front of your shifter. So you have normal driving mode, Sport Plus, and you get a track mode, a drag strip mode as well, and you even have a snowy and wet condition driving mode, which is really cool. And as I'm flipping through these, I can feel the car responding a little bit differently every time. Another cool thing is that your gauges change depending on what driving mode you're in. And to complement that, you also have steering modes. So currently I'm driving with a normal steering mode, but you can switch it to sport steering or comfort steering. That frees up the steering wheel just a little bit. A few other things that I enjoy about driving this Mustang, the Premium especially, there are these really comfy leather seats that hold me in really well and keep me right in position when I want to get on the freeway and make it really fun, or drive up a windy road. Also comfortable for just going in the straight line like I am right now. So that about wraps up everything that I wanted to talk about in this Mustang. So let's see what the hype is all about in that Camaro with Nick.
Okay, moving on to the Camaro SS. This particular car has a 6.2 liter V8 with 455 horsepower and 455 pound-feet of torque. This particular car has a 10-speed automatic in it, but it is available with a 6-speed manual, and that's the one you really want. What makes this car special is the 1LE track performance package. It's a $7,000 option. Now that sounds like a lot, but it gives you a ton of content and a ton of value for the money. And really what it does, it makes this car track capable straight off the dealership lot. In fact, Chevy wants you to take this to the track. They give you a high performance owner's manual supplement, which basically outlines everything you need to do to get this car track ready straight from the dealership. So what comes on the 1LE package? Well, first let's get the cosmetic stuff out of the way. A lot of satin black accents, including a wrapped hood, front splitter, rear spoiler, as well as the side mirrors. Wheels, you have satin graphite 20-inch forged wheels that are wrapped in summer tires. They're 285 section fronts and 305 section rears. You also get massive Brembo brakes front and rear, 6-piston front, 4-piston rear. Okay, so mechanically you get 3 really important features with the 1LE package. First being the Magna Ride suspension. You also get an electronic limited slip differential as well as a dual mode performance exhaust. Okay, now that we are in the Camaro, let's find out what it's like to drive. I actually know quite a bit about this car because I actually owned one. Mine was a 6-speed manual. It was 2 years prior to this one, but so far they really haven't changed a whole lot. That's an amazing package, one of the best driving cars I've ever owned. This particular one, like I said, is the 10-speed automatic, so you have paddle shifters. You can also get 6-speed manual, which comes with auto rev matching, which is really cool. You downshift and the car will actually auto blip the throttle for you, so you don't have to heel toe. Some people like that, some people don't, which is personal, but you can turn that on and off, and that's great. As far as what you get inside the car, The 1LE package comes with amazing Recaro seats, and then you also get a suede steering wheel with a flat bottom, as well as a suede shifter. Other options that actually aren't on this car that I really think set the Camaro apart from the other two cars is what's called the PDR, the Performance Data Recorder. It is a built-in camera system that is just behind the rearview mirror here, and it will record all sorts of stats for either road courses, drag strips, just driving on the street. It'll overlay your lap times, your 0 to 60s, your quarter miles, all that good stuff. As far as price goes, this car starts just over $40,000 for a Camaro SS. The 1LE package, as well as some other options on this car, bring the price just over $52,000 as equipped. It's right in line with the Mustang and the Challenger that we're driving with today. They also start right around $40,000 and are equipped to about $50,000. Another big plus that the Camaro has on the other two, it's the lightest of the three. It has an amazing chassis, the Alpha chassis, which Chevy and General Motors has been using for quite a few years now for the Camaro, as well as some Cadillac products.
Finally, we have a 2020 Dodge Challenger wide body. Under the hood, we get a 6.4 liter naturally aspirated V8. Out of the three, this one has the most horsepower at 485 horsepower at 475 pound-feet of torque. It comes with an 8-speed auto transmission, and there is a 6-speed manual available. The 0 to 60 on this car is low 4 seconds. Let's check out what the RT Scat Pack wide body package includes. It includes 20-inch wheels with 305 tires in the front and rear. You get those fenders flares. Also, the front splitter. Check it out. It's perfect for how wide this car is, and it makes it very aerodynamic. Performance hood with heat extractors to get all those heat out from that big motor you have underneath. Also, we have those air catcher headlamps. Let's check out what's in the back of this car. Heading to the back, you're gonna notice the active exhaust system, the satin black spoiler with the Scat Pack badge. All right guys, let's take this Challenger wide body out for a quick spin, and I want to show you some of the features, or point out some of the features that I like about this car. Starting with inside this cockpit, you have a heated leather steering wheel with a flat bottom. I always have a thing for flat bottom steering wheel. To me, that means like you're in a race car. It should be fitting to have a flat bottom steering wheel. Right behind it, you have your sport pedals or shift pedals, whatever you want to call it. It's a good size, just it's right by your fingers. Some additional features that are included with the RT Scat Pack wide body package include you have an anti-slip rear axle. Also, you have competition suspension adaptive damping, which you can feel when you're driving this car. It feels nice and grounded. It feels nice and tight around corners. Even though I'm just taking these corners really slow, you can definitely feel it through the steering wheel, how you control this car. And that's one thing you want in something with so much power. A very cool thing I want to talk about is the infotainment system. Of course, you have your standard stuff. It is touchscreen. It is very quick to respond to your finger and your movement on the screen. But what is cool about this is the SRT dashboard performance pages. Your performance pages will give you information such as your horsepower you're outputting, your current gear, your G-force. You can add widgets. Other pages include timers. If you're running laps around the track, bro, set your timers and you can track how fast each lap will be. There are different gauges as well you can monitor. You have your oil temperature, you have your oil pressure, coolant temp, battery voltage. You can run your dynos and have it monitor as well within the performance pages. So much information right at your fingertip, right in front of you. It's dope. This feature should be included for every sport cars out there. I'm just saying, like every single model, every brand you can think of, but it's here. If you get a Challenger, you go with Dodge, you will get this SRC dashboard with your performance pages to monitor how much awesomeness you get from this Challenger.
So as you could tell, we're not trying to pit these three cars against each other. They all have their similarities, so it's really just going to come down to your personal preference.
Yeah, exactly. With the Dodge Challenger wide body, you get comfort, I got my speed, and it adds handling.
With the Camaro SS1 LE, you have the most track capable package here.
And with the GT Performance Pack on this Mustang, plus the Magna Ride suspension, it kind of sits right in the middle of the two like Goldilocks. So if you have any further questions, you can contact us. We have all of that information in the description on where you can test drive these cars. Or you can buy them online with our no-brainer checkout at dgdg.com.
And we're definitely not littering with these three cars.
No.
We're good.